our church has been growing lately, but we still don't quite have enough kids of the appropriate age to do children's sermons. So what's the next best thing to a child? That's right, David, pastors. Thank you for that answer. So I would like all the pastors in the room to come up. Bishop, you count. Joe, you wore clericals. The Catholic priest from down the road is down the street, and you came in clericals, so you have to come up. You can come incognito, but you have to come up. John, come on. Joe, Bishop. So we're going to have a pastor/children's sermon. Are there any other pastors in the room? If there are any other pastors and you're hiding, God knows. Good. Hello, pastors.
Hello, Pastor.
Today is a special day in our church.
What is that day here, Pastor?
Today is the church's birthday.
Today is the church's birthday?
Today is the church's birthday. The church is 75 years old.
How many is that?
That's a lot. More than that. There's always one. There's always one of those. I am 35. How old are you guys? How many birthdays have you guys?
This week.
You're that, and then you're like 8. That's good. That's good.
69.
69. All right. How about collectively? Do we want to do it collectively? No. We'll just keep going. What happens? What happens on someone's birthday? What are some things that happen on a birthday?
Cake.
Cake?
We
Cake?
got to
Absolutely.
play with fire.
Fire. Fire. Oh my God. What else?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Presents. Presents. That's the right answer that I was looking for, Bishop. That's a good job. Today, the church has gotten presents. Some generous people all came together and gave the church money. Isn't that great? Do you guys like money? Yes. Having money on you? Have you guys ever gotten a card on your birthday with money in it from like an aunt or grandmother or great-great-great-grandniece or something like that? You have. Right. Well, the church got money. What do you think the church is going to do with its birthday money?
Put in air conditioning.
Put it in. That's possible. That right? Actually, any other ideas? Well, the church decided not to give it all to the pastor, even though he asked really, really nicely. But they're going to put it away for the future. They might spend some of it on air conditioning. Actually, it's really hot. But most of it they're going to put away for the future because they want to make sure that there is a ministry there for another 75 years, so we can do really, really cool things and have another 75 fun birthdays. The church got other presents. Yeah, other presents. Besides money, what do you think could be more important than money in a church? Don't answer all at once. I know it's confusing, but right? People. That is, again, that's the right answer. How many? This really is creative, this children's sermon. People is a great answer. People have been giving the gift of themselves to this church. For a while, people gave the gift of their time in putting together a delicious lunch afterwards, which everybody's invited to. People gave their talent, like David, who put together our worship service, and the choir, who gave all their musical talents and put together this beautiful worship service. Everyone's saying thank you, choir.
Thank you, choir.
Choir, say you're welcome, everyone. That's good. We're moving right along. All right. They're all right. You did a pretty good job. All right. Thank you, brass. You guys are pretty good. One of the greatest gifts that people give to the church is themselves. They give their friendship to the church. Have you guys ever given your friendship to somebody? What was it like? Tell me about a time someone gave their friendship to somebody. No friends, huh? It's rough. I get it. No, really.
Makes you feel warm inside to have a friend.
No, it makes me You're a friend. You came today to the church. Right, you don't have to be here. No one's paying you. Unless... no, it's paying, right? Yeah. People have given their friendship to the church.
Are you almost finished?
No. Do you guys...
Have to go to the bathroom.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. Always. Do you guys know what a hobbit is? Who knows what a hobbit is? A hobbit. What's a hobbit?
You have 30 feet.
They have furry feet. That's true. What else? What else do you guys know about hobbits? Anybody?
They live in Middle Earth.
They live in Middle Earth, which looks a lot like New Zealand, actually. Surprising how that is. Well, here's one of the differences between humans and hobbits. On human birthdays, we get presents. But on hobbit birthdays, hobbits give presents away. What's a present that you think the church gives to people on its birthday? Today's the church's birthday. What are some presents that the church gives to people? Jesus, that is always the right answer. I feel like the answer is playing. Faithfulness, that's a gift the church gives to people. Love. See, he got the answer right this time.
Oh.
But Jesus is kind of technically right, but that's what
We
we
have
do.
communion too.
We have communion. Some churches give food, where we're going to feed everybody here. There's a collection of churches called New City Parish, and they all feed people every single week, hot meals, give them groceries. We're very proud. The church gives people peace. This week, the Pope from Rome is here, and he's been encouraging people towards peace, talking to important people, like many people in the United States think there are, so we're very lucky and fortunate to be our Pope. Yeah, so he's convincing them to try to be at peace with environmental turmoil, with political turmoil, with economic turmoil, bringing people peace. And the greatest gift that the church gives,
Is he coming to see
he
me?
is not coming to see. This is a stand-in actually right here. So we got it.
Is it coming to see me?
Yeah, that's right. We're out. So what's the greatest gift? Jesus, that's right, Bishop. Good job. Now, I think that the best gift that the church gives, and the best gift that the church gets is people. We were talking about that earlier. And what happens in the church is that we are constantly getting and giving and getting love and giving love. It's like a big hobbit human birthday every single day, just getting and giving and getting. I would like to introduce you to some fun people in the church. You can't get up and go to the bathroom. You have to still stay there.
I'm reading your notes.
No, you can't have my notes. So there are some people that I want to introduce you to who are gifts to the church. Carlos, stand up. Carlos, stand up. This is Carlos. Carlos is from Peru. He came a long way to be here today. Who came the farthest? Probably Carlos, to be here today. And Carlos is awesome. Carlos in Peru has a master's degree already, and he taught collegiate. He taught at the collegiate level, teaching journalism. And Carlos came all the way from Peru to pursue yet another master's degree in social work, right? Social work. And Carlos, you see him back there, and he's greeting people, and he's a wonderful experience to have in the church. And Carlos just this week got his social security card. And we are very happy for him. We're glad to be in your life just as you're in ours. Thanks. I'm going to introduce you to a couple more people. Kenneth. That's Kenneth. You can just wave at everybody. That's Kenneth. Kenneth this week had to deal with a not very fun thing, which is people stole checks from the church out of a mailbox, and they reproduced these checks, and they were sending checks out in our church's name, and Kenneth has been untangling that all week for the church, and it's not a fun task. Kenneth is our treasurer, And I give him all the boring stuff to do. And he happily does it. Well, not happily, mostly. He does it. Let's just say he does it. And we're thankful for that. Kenneth used to work at UCLA in the Department of Public Policy.
Yes.
In the Department of Public Policy. Kenneth used to run a $3 million budget and deal with people even worse than pastors. They're called professors. I know. Really, whoa. And he used to do that, but now when he's retired, Kenneth has chosen to downsize and help us with our budget, even though he's so massively skilled. I'd like to thank you. Thank you for being here. Greg is also in the choir, but Greg cheers for the Patriots, so we're not going to acknowledge his existence. I hope you feel deflated. That's right. Okay. Other people. John Johnson. Where's John Johnson? John Johnson's in the back. My girlfriend likes John Johnson more than she likes me, and she told me so this week. So John Johnson is an Emmy Award-winning TV producer. I mean, most of you might not know that. But what my girlfriend loves about him is that there is a Japanese animation company. It's like the Disney Animation of Japan called Studio Ghibli. And John specifically went over to Japan and worked with them and convinced Studio Ghibli to bring their animation here. They were like, no, we're making enough money in Japan. John's like, no, really, I think you can do a really good job in the United States and then make a lot of money. So like $15 billion later, thanks to John, Studio Ghibli is here, and my girlfriend is so excited. I shook John's hand, and she shook my hand, and she was just looking at her hand, and she was just really excited. Now, John is an amazing person. He paints the banners outside of our church. He's painted pyramids for our church. He writes music that we've sung. Like, John's amazing. But here's my favorite part about John is John loves being here. And John loves the people that are here. Every Sunday, John is just chatting up a storm in the back, sees new people. Who are you? How are you? And you're a greeter for this church and a wonderful, welcoming presence. And I'm so thankful you are a gift to this church. Thank you. Sarah, why don't you stand up? You're going to have to take it. All right, so this is Sarah. Now, Sarah has been here a long time. And when she came here, 25 years ago-ish? 25 years ago, she had a passion in her for music. She used to sing in choirs that would tour around the world, around the country. She had the William Hall Chorale. And when she came here, what she started to instill is her passion for music in this church. And 25 years later, directly because of her pushing and asking and being at budget meetings and making sure that the quality of music is progressively higher and higher and higher and higher, that we have the choir and the professional, amazing musician that we have in David Ford, specifically because of you. And Pastor Richards, that's fine. Thank you. Like, I could keep going and going and going, and we'll be here forever, but we shouldn't. We should keep getting back. See, like, what happens is that the gift available at church is people. And here's the amazing thing about God. Pastors. The amazing thing about God is that God piggybacks on top of people. God gets carried along with our human love. Inside human love, grabbing onto it, being carried along, is a divine love from God. And that love from God can do amazing things. More amazing things than we ever thought any human, any one of us could do. But that's what God is doing in this place. Piggyback on all the love that people show. So when Sarah shows love, or Barb shows love, or Kate and Gloria shows love, God's involved in all of that. Loving human beings, loving us. In our gospel today, we had a dedication text. Jesus is at the dedication of the temple. Our Old Testament is a dedication text, the dedication of the temple by Solomon. We're not here to rededicate the building. Today's anniversary is about dedicating ourselves. Dedicating ourselves to follow Jesus. And what Jesus did is that he gave himself. He gave himself day in, day out, giving himself again and again, giving all of himself. And on this day, this birthday, this anniversary, we get the gift of Jesus. The question for each of us is, what are we going to do with the amazing gift that is us? What are you going to do with the amazing gift that is you? Now we're going to have the obligatory circle prayer where you guys have to all repeat after me. It's my favorite part. All right, come on, pastors. Sit down. We're all going to hold hands. We're all going to hold hands. That's good. That's good. You guys got up really good. All right, so now repeat after me. Dear God, thank you for the gift of Jesus. Help us to be gifts to our neighbor. Amen. Everybody squeeze it. That's good. That's good. Thanks, guys. Thanks. You guys can go sit down now.